Karmanya karmaya pasyeda karmani cha karmayah sabuddhiman manushyeshu sayukta kritsna karma krita.
Chapter 4, Shloka 18. He who is able to see action in inaction and inaction in action, he is the man of true reason and discernment. He is in yoga and the many-sided universal worker for the good of the world and for the God in the world. This particular shloka is based on the Sankhya's distinction between Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha, the one that is eternal and calm and motionless and static, the one on which the entire creation is based on. Prakriti, which is constantly in movement, which is dynamic in its nature. On the surface, it looks like in a visible hurry, but behind the movements, the ever-changing, habitual, automated movements of Prakriti is Purusha. And inside Purusha, that which is the calm, quiet, stable base in eternal action. The bridge between the Purusha and the Prakriti is the divine Shakti, the divine will, the universal power at work, whom we call as the Mother, the higher force of nature. The one who is able to see the action of the divine Shakti, even in quietude, even in peace, even as one is not outwardly taking an action. To give you a very simple, relatable, everyday life example, there is an ongoing conflict. Somebody is accusing you, pulling you down, directly and sometimes even indirectly, implying a certain blame on you. If one is caught into the automated habitual workings of nature, one would react. But let us say one took a step back and one did not react. One gives no response. Now this lack of action and no action is also action, because it is creating space. It is creating ether between you and the other person, a certain spaciousness in which things are falling in the right place and the right rhythm. You don't respond. And inwardly, you move into a space of quietude, of an eternal calm. And you just allow the thing to sort itself out. So even as you did not act, there is an action that is happening. So the one who is able to see action in inaction and is able to see and sense inaction in action. Let us say you're very busy, you're working 24/7. Is the work that you're producing and doing, is it coming out of stress? Or is it coming out of a real inner poise of being rested in eternal peace and quietude? One can be sleeping and yet be very restless in one's dream. One can be working and dynamic and producing, and yet inwardly be in a state of peace and flow and harmony that brings a certain restfulness into the entire body and the entire being. To be able to perceive the inaction in action and action in inaction, the key is to be able to sense the divine will. The divine will. Just like, in nature, everything is happening very slowly without creating a ruckus. In a quiet forest, there is movement happening in the soil. There's growth happening in the trunk of the tree. And yet the forest is quiet. Just the way nature works, quietly, in harmony. The divine will too behind all that we find in our lives, from utter chaos to a lack of will to progress. There is the divine will in complete harmony and quietude that is moving, that is molding, that is shaping, that is progressing, that is causing an impulsion towards evolution. To tune into that divine will is the crux of perceiving the inaction, inaction, and action in inaction. And this tuning in with the divine will, that is at the crux of becoming the many-sided universal worker. This is such potent and important imagery, because many times when we visualize a yogi, a man of true discernment, eyes closed, sitting on the top of the mountain, not a many-sided dynamic worker, hardly a yogi CEO. The many-sided universal worker is the real worker. I say real worker because many of us are doing false work. We're doing one thing after the other, one thing after the other, one thing after the other. But what is it really contributing to? Is it contributing to the good in the world? Is it contributing to the God in the world? Or is it fulfilling somebody else's desire or one's own insecurities or need for survival? What is my work really fulfilling? What is the energy of my work? What is the energy of my action? What is the motive of my action? What is the flow of my action? Hardly people on earth are doing true work. It's a bit like, when you go to a marketplace, it's full of buzz. Everybody is sort of working. There is lights and there's advertisements and everything flashing at you. Buy this, buy that, consume this, consume that, eat that burger, have that, la. It's all there. Is it really leading to good in the world? Is it really leading to a collective harmony? It's like all of us doing so much of work. And one demo of it, you can really find it on the streets. All of us, everybody is working so hard. And yet, the whole is more than the sum of its parts. There's traffic on the road, there's pollution. And yet, collectively, we are not creating beauty. It's like everybody is, concerned about the logo of my particular brand. And in itself, each thing is beautiful. But together as a whole, there's just honking, traffic, pollution, bombardment on the senses of lights, loud music. No problem with loud music. But is it a fine loud music? If all the yogis retreated into the cave, then the world will remain untransformed, outwardly and inwardly. In many countries in the West, outwardly, collectively, there's a great orderliness. But there's a barren land in the hearts of people. There's a desert in the hearts of people. People are falling into depression, severe mental health crisis. So if all yogis retreated into the cave, the world will remain untransformed. Thus, a yogi must be a many-sided universal worker. For the good in the world, for the God in the world, he's a true yogi, a man of true reason, true discernment, tuned into the divine will, the higher power at work. To be able to open to that higher power at work, learn to dissociate with your personal agenda and motive, even your personal need for spiritual progress, and to just tune into and see, what is it that she's trying to do through me? And to surrender to that. To be able to be in touch with the inner quietude, restfulness, even as you're acting. And to be able to witness her doing and her action, even as one sits, closed eyes in meditation. With that, I would love to learn from you. If you had any aha moment in this video, anything that you're taking back, please share in the comments below, and I shall see you in the next video.
Hope you found the video to be useful. If you would like to continue your journey with us, if you would like to help us support you in your journey, click on the link below and join us for a 2.5-hour signature masterclass called the Awakening Karmayoga workshop, where we run you through the fundamental stages of awakening to become a Karmayogi, to be peaceful inside and successful outside. We talk about Swabhava, our true nature, and Swadharma, our soul's purpose, which are the building blocks of a life affirming, not a life negating spirituality. So if you found this video to be useful, click on the link below and I shall see you at the workshop.